Jody, ends in a narrow defeat here against Chippenham. Given what we've seen in our last 4 games, we didn't look at our best. So what do you take from that one?
It's a measure of how far we've come, the way Chippenham are celebrating at the whistle. They're a team that's a point outside the playoffs, I think. They've come here. I thought they started really well. We couldn't get a foothold in the game. We couldn't get any possession. We played a little bit too long. However, we had the 3 best chances of the half. The keeper's made a great save from Femi from the long throw. Then we've had the 1v1 with Femi cutting in from the right, and then when Nico got turned in the 6-yard box. So despite being off of it, tempo and intensity wise, and not being able to affect them enough out of possession, we still had 3 good chances, and it's important you take those chances, even more so when you're not playing well. I thought second half, I thought we played well. I thought they left one up, and it was not wave after wave, but we certainly controlled the half, and they were holding on at the end. We didn't quite do enough to open them up, but we got lots of crosses in, lots of cutbacks. I felt a little bit hard done by when Femi got in 1v1 and the ref called it back. From what I understand, that was a handball. I thought Femi was in, I didn't see a handball. And I also thought that the free kick when Henry broke clear looked very close to being in the penalty box. I don't know. So we didn't play great, but we still created enough to win the game. And you know, you can't legislate for the goal we conceded 30 seconds after coming out. A mix-up at the back, hesitation, lost the ball, and it's a gift of a goal really to them. But the pleasing thing for me is that we did react. We didn't let our heads drop. We grew and grew and grew, and like I say, I feel we should have got something from the game, but it wasn't to be.
We didn't have Dylan Gavin today, who's been in brilliant form of late, getting 6 goals last month. What can you tell us about his injury, and was he a big miss for us today?
Yeah, he's injured his ankle playing for Charlton. Of course he's a big miss. He's been part of the last 6 or 7 games. He's played up front, he's scored goals. Him and Nico have built a reasonable understanding of each other. I thought there was lots of times today when we got in wide areas, you would see Dylan in the middle of their 6-yard box, and quite a lot of times today the ball was dropping in those areas and there wasn't someone there. And that's the sort of understanding that develops when you play together over time. So yeah, he was a big miss, and I'm obviously disappointed that we didn't have him. It's out of our control. We fully expect him to be fit for next week. But again, you know, his parent club Charlton, they'll be the ones who make the decision on that and who manages injury.
Next up is Hampton and Richmond away. What are your thoughts going into that one next week?
Like them all, it's a very, very big game for us. It's against a good side who had a wobble mid-season, but they look like they've started to string results together. The manager's an experienced manager. The team, it had a bit of a rebuild, and it looks like they're finding their feet now. Got a very good result at Braintree today, which is a tough place to go. So yeah, it'll be a difficult game. I would hope to go into that game at full strength, but we learnt a lot today. We learnt a lot about our group today. When you're not expected to win, it's maybe a bit easier. I do think it's a little bit like running before we can walk, in that everybody had us as big favourites today. I mean, everywhere, not just within the club, everywhere. You know, we're playing a team that's fighting for a playoff place, and we're in a relegation battle. So I never quite bought into that. But then from what I saw in the last half hour of the game, and like I said at the start, the way Chippenham celebrated, teams are certainly treating us that way. We're a big scalp right now, and we're going to have to rise to that challenge. That there's increased expectation on us. Teams are probably taking a lot more concern about our strengths, and it's going to be harder. It's going to get harder, but nobody said this was going to be easy. This battle against relegation, 21 points to play for, seven massive games, and we know we've got to get a fair share of those points to stay in this division. But I think the way we played out the last half hour, 20 minutes, everyone can see that we're going to fight all the way, and on another day we get a draw today or even win if we take those half chances and those early chances. So it's not all doom and gloom. We didn't play great, but I saw lots of fight and I saw lots of quality in the last 15-20 to suggest that we'll have better days.